Donington Park, the spiritual home of rock. A place where its history is matched only by its beauty. Or it would be if it wasn't always fucking raining. Shit weather aside, Download 2015 was a total barnstormer, and I was there listening to the likes of Slipknot, Death Punch, Muse, Lamb of God and Kiss. Before even getting to the music, we found ourselves in the village, where there's the usual helping of food and merch stalls, but also a fun fair, a nightclub and an inflatable church, as well as the addition of a wrestling tent and speed dating, which I didn't look at, but that'd be a rogues gallery, wouldn't it? Friday! En route to the main stage, we wandered past the Zippo Encore stage and Mode Step, doing whatever it is Mode Step do. There was wubs, I don't know. We got ourselves cosy at the main stage to start the weekend on a high point with Five Finger Death Punch, who toured Donington a new one with their brand of American metal. The high point of their set came when frontman Ivan Moody got 3 kids out of the audience to sit on the stage while they played Burn Motherfucker, and then they were escorted off after the song and presumably never seen again. Next up was Judas Priest, who were probably really good in the early 80s. They weren't terrible by any stretch, but just a bit middle of the road for my tastes. And I'm frankly surprised Rob Halford can still sing at all through all the black hair dye he's got in his beard. After a short pause to build the set and let the fans really appreciate the rain, Corey Taylor and his band of merry men rocked up to start Slipknot's headline set. Opening with Sarcastrophe off their latest album, blitzing through hits old and new, they once again proved why Slipknot are the definitive Download headliner. High point was when Corey handed over vocal duties to the fans and hearing 100,000 metalheads sing the intro to Duality back at them. Saturday! My Saturday started with anti-government punk rockers Rise Against doing their thing on the main stage, singing about how crap the man is. Shortly followed by being dragged along to watch A Day to Remember, who started with the only song of theirs I know and continued through a selection of songs I'd never heard. I want a cover of Oasis's Champagne Supernova, because England, I don't know. Then I mooched over to the Maverick stage to watch Body Count, fronted by rapper and actor Ice-T, who informed the fans that he'd had to change his name. No longer was he simply Ice-T, he was now Ice Motherfucking T, bitch. That set the tone. They thrashed through a few songs off their Manslaughter album, as well as a couple of oldies, with the high point being their instant club classic, Talk Shit, Get Shot. After that, it was back to the main stage to largely ignore Faith No More. I don't like them, deal with it. And to get ready for Muse. Now this one was interesting, because I used to be a huge Muse fan back in the day. I remember buying Origin of Symmetry when it first came out and being blown away by it, and then going back for Showbiz, and then being delighted by Absolution. Black Holes and Revelations was okay, but after that they dived headfirst into mediocrity and released a couple of shit albums. New one's alright, it's no Origin, but it's a notable improvement. So imagine my surprise when Muse take the stage for the Saturday headline slot and utterly destroy any shred of indifference among the gathered masses. They brutalised Download with a selection of their heaviest tracks from albums old and new, delivered with all the pomp and circumstance you'd expect of Matt Bellamy and co. High point was Microcuts. It's an album track off Origin which you rarely hear live, and it's my favourite Muse song, and they brought it out in force. An excellent set. Sunday! Sunday began with a failed attempt to see The Darkness, who had been pegged as a secret set on the Maverick stage, but it was so busy that we couldn't actually get close enough to even see inside the tent. So we ended up back at the main stage, where we caught Blackberry Smoke, a southern rock band who may well be some sort of time travellers from the 70s. It was like a modern day Creedence Clearwater revival. I then trekked through the mud to the Zippo Encore stage, where I planned to watch the Eagles of Death Metal, only to find out that Josh Homme is no longer a member of the band, and also the band are actually a bit shit. So I left in the direction of the main stage, but like jumping from the frying pan to the fire, I was met by Billy Idol. Oh, I do hate Billy Idol. It's like watching someone's weird uncle at a karaoke night. After enduring the misery of a Billy Idol set, we were treated to Slash with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, who was exactly as good as he always is. No better, no worse, just what you'd expect. It passed the time. Back to the Zippo stage for In Flames. The Swedish metalers tore the stage apart with their melodic metal, peaking with the anthemic Cloud Connected, which had everyone singing along. But now it's time to stop fucking around, cause oh shit, Lamb of God. Opening with Desolation and instantly owning the most brutal set of the day, they barnstorm through tracks off Sacrament, Ashes to the Wake, Resolution and their new album Sturm and Drang. Once the dust had settled from Lamb of God, it was the long hard walk back to the main stage for the living embodiment of pinball machine decoration, Kiss. They started off with Detroit Rock City and had undoubtedly blown half the download budget on fireworks by the end of the first song. Gene Simmons did his tongue thing, Ace Frehley did some sweet solos, Paul Stanley pumped up the crowd, and Peter Criss looked like a bellend. Everything was as it should be. And now it's time for the Safehouse Download Awards. Best Band of the Weekend goes to Muse, an outstanding set that knocked 100,000 metalers on their arse. You can bet Donington was left with a lot more Muse fans after that. Worst Band of the Weekend. Well, this one's actually a tough one because Billy Idol was shit, but Billy Idol's consistently shit. Billy Idol's always shit. Whereas the Eagles of Death Metal, that was a letdown, because I expected them to be good and they were not. So I'm going to give it to the Eagles of Death Metal. Sorry guys. The Hidden Gem Award. The Hidden Gem Award goes to the band that most surprised me. A band that I expected to be bad and were good, or perhaps a band I hadn't heard of before that turned out to be fantastic. And that's the case this year, because it's going to Blackberry Smoke, that real 1970s southern rock sound like the Eagles reinvented. Worth checking out if you haven't heard of them. They have an album called Holding All the Roses, which I strongly recommend. In conclusion, it was a beast of a weekend in spite of the constant downpour. Let's hope next year's lineup is as strong as this one. Thanks very much for watching, we'll see you next time.